we need to talk about peaches. Hi, I'm BKay. Before I tell you about my birthday peach tree, I have to give you a little bit of background on my family. My parental figures were my mom, my Aunt Jean, and my Uncle Dave. My Aunt Jean was my dad's sister. My dad died when I was 2.5, and my mom wasn't always in the greatest position to take care of me and my brother. Growing up, I would bounce back and forth between my mom and my aunt and uncle. Living with my aunt and uncle was very stable. My 7th birthday was going to be really spectacular because I was finally turning 7, my favorite number. The downside was that we were moving out of what I then considered my childhood home that I had been in since I was born.
Pause here for clarification.
And this home was very special to me. My dad had actually died in this home. I was very deeply connected to this home. Some context about me as a person is that I am very nostalgic. My 7th birthday was the last night we spent in that house. And we only did so because it was close to the last day of the month that we were moving out, but also because my uncle wanted me to have that last birthday in that house. That is the kind of man that he is. My uncle is the most incredible man. I have a tattoo for him as well as for my Aunt Jean. All that is to say that these are two very important people in my life. This context gives weight to why moving to the Peachtree Lane house was so hard for me. This house was smaller. It was in a whole different area. I didn't know anybody in the neighborhood. I had to transfer to a different school, and I was having the worst time of my life when it came to bullying, depression, mental health in general, friends, and my mom. It was the worst time in my childhood. Now you understand 10-year-old BKay. Around my 10th birthday, my Uncle Dave, the wonderful man that he is, asked me what I wanted for my birthday. He was probably expecting me to say the new Mariah Carey CD or a disposable camera to take pictures on and get them developed at the grocery store.
It's future Brittany. I have spent the last 3 hours trying to remember every last bit of video and audio editing I could remember to do. The video and the audio were so off. I was spending so much time trying to match them up. I don't know how in the recording they got so askew. Let's just re-record. Here it is. Don't worry, we're getting to the tree. Just have to understand my family dynamics, how I get overly attached to items and places. Also, I moved around a lot when I lived with my mom. I lived in 21 different homes by the time I was 21. Homes have a lot of meaning to me. Stuff, material has a lot of meaning to me in a way that it doesn't for other people, I think, sometimes. Yeah, I'm gonna go on this tangent. I'll just put a little tangent card in there. Like to live their lives or give the advice of unclutter your environment. Make sure your space is not cluttered or crowded because that leads to anxiety and depression. And while there are links, and those are true, it's different for me. I never lived in a place with my mother long enough to accumulate stuff. People have little trinkets and items from their childhood that I don't have. I go out and get those things for myself to heal my child within, even though it's a little bit different than what some other people do or is recommended. It's okay. Now that you understand the full context of what was going on in my life at the time, I can tell you about how this tree came to be. I don't remember if I asked for a fruit tree specifically. I know that when my uncle asked me what I wanted for my birthday, I did say a tree. I don't know why. The only thing I can think of is that I had a Grandma Geneva at the time who had a magical backyard, and she had a lot of fruit trees in that backyard. That may be where I got it from. So my uncle comes home with this Ranger peach. We plant it, and it's my birthday tree. I loved that tree, but juvenile fruit trees take a very long time before you can actually eat their fruit, usually decades. I will put a little factoid right here about how long it takes a Ranger peach to produce fruit that you can eat. The point is, I never really got my peaches. Sometimes they would fall unripened, or they were really, really small. They were still very tart and not edible. My pig, I had a potbelly pig named Delilah. She very much liked those pits and things like that. I live a little over an hour away from my hometown, and I visit quite frequently. I'm actually going to be there a couple of times later this month. And most times that I visit, I do drive by the Peachtree Lane house. Every time I pass the house, I see my tree in the backyard. It's in the backyard. The front yard is not fenced. The backyard is. And this tree is planted right at the back corner of the house, right next to the primary bedroom window. So it's like a really private area. And I posted about this on social media, and people were like, just stop and knock on the door and ask, or just go grab one. I can't go grab one. There's a big fence there. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna knock on someone's door. How weird. Like, what if we don't speak the same language? What if they speak French? I don't know French, and I decided I'm going to write them a letter. Here's where you can help me out. I'm gonna read you the letter. I'm actually gonna mail it tomorrow. I just wanna know, is it too weird? Is it too creepy? How would you feel if you got a letter like this? Would you be into it? Would you share some peaches? I bought a house a couple of years ago, and I would like to plant these trees here for my family to enjoy for years to come. I will read you the letter, and you can give me some feedback, and just let me know if you think it's weird or cringe. It's okay. I'm just wondering. I think it's fun. Dear family at the Peachtree Lane house, I know it is strange to get a letter in the mail from someone you don't know. I lived in that house for 12 years as a kid and as an adult. I wanted to tell you about the tree in your backyard near the primary bedroom window. My uncle planted it there for me when I asked for a tree for my 10th birthday. I don't live in that town anymore. I'm over in my town now. I still have a love of nature, plants, animals, and I work as a social worker and therapist. My uncle is someone I consider to be my father, as he raised me after my dad died. I lived in that house with him and my Aunt Jean. I lost my aunt to COPD a couple of years ago. I'm giving this information because that tree is a connection I have to my uncle/father figure. He's going to be 89 years old in February, and I don't have much time left with him. He's one of the most incredible people on earth, and I am so grateful that he raised me. All that is to say, I hope the tree brings you and your family joy, especially now that you know how special it is. Sharing this story with you is something I felt I needed to do. I have another motive though. I will be out there a couple of times in September, and I was wondering if you would be willing to give me a few peaches and or cuttings from that tree so I could try to plant one here at my home that I bought a few years ago. I would love to have that connection for me and my sons long after my uncle is gone. If this is too weird, I totally understand. You can write or text me back, or not, but I hope you do. Thank you for reading this either way, humbly and sincerely. I hope we get some peaches. If I do, I will show you planting it, and we will go from there. I think that sometimes objects can continue to be a source of connection to our loved ones after we lose them, and I think this is a really beautiful way of honoring my uncle and all of the things that he brought to my life, and a way that I can continue to pass that down to my kids and anyone else that they decide to share their lives with. Again, let's go get some peaches. I will let you know if they respond. You don't have to come if you don't want to, but I hope you do. Okay. Until next time, I'm BKay.
You know what they don't tell you? I'm sorry. That you have to turn off everything. And it's so annoying. It's literally 104 right now. Because I have 4 Shrek shirts. So like a baby. I'm not allowed to wear Shrek. Like, should I not wear branded material? On YouTube? Oh god. Gotta go watch it. Hi. PC, don't you start with me. This is PC. PC, I swear to goodness. You can do that, kitchen? Okay, honey, could you not? Can you do that? Alright, can you please be quiet, though, while we record? PC, do you want the fan? I don't know what the issue is, babe. Does she look so happy? He does her. Doesn't she look so excited? Look at this kitty. Kitty. So you gotta keep it together, okay? Yeah? Can't kick her out. And she has like severe kitty separation anxiety. She will be even louder trying to tear that door down. I'm not gonna be able to do this. You don't need to eat. You've eaten twice already. Sweet fat girl. Can you go night night? Can you take a nap? You probably feel better if you just take a nap. It's probably morning. Oh my god. Oh, junkie. Then what do you want? Oh my gosh, I need to take an allergy pill now. Anyone else actually allergic to cats and have them in their house? One time I told my doctor that I take 3 allergy pills a day because I have 3 cats and I just need it that often. And he said, yeah, don't do that. He said it's making my allergies worse. Oh, what did I forgot? I don't think that really matters, but knowing that my aunt is my dad. And don't say so much. Forgot you called us.